Hi, I'm Tim Rice of Tim Rice Photo, Medway. I started years ago shooting film, and I had a 1-hour film lab in town. From there, it was great. I was going to school for photography, learning how to use film and how to use my cameras at the time. I was using Minoltas, Pentexes, stuff like that. And then Tim Rice Photo grew out of the fact that that got sold to CVS at the time. The industry changed. Film went away. Digital started to show up around 1999. People just didn't need film anymore. Especially my corporate clients started using digital cameras for all their production. And so it was either go out of business or evolve. And so my evolution was I went to work for CVS and eventually went to work for Kodak, and where I worked training, ironically, CVS's, Walgreens, stuff like that on photography. And then during that period, I kept shooting weddings, portraits, and that's kind of where Tim Rice Photo came out of. The best part of working for yourself is the control aspect to it. I'm a control freak, so I'm my own worst enemy at the same time. I'm the best associate and the worst associate I've ever had, and that's pretty much the easiest way to explain it. The successes are yours, but so are the failures, so there's a pride in both of them, and you can learn from them. How it felt when it started, nerve-wracking. So my first business I bought when I was 22, which was the film store, there was no way I could do that now. Like, I don't know if the 22-year-old in me was just not scared enough. Like, he just did it. We just have to take risks, and that's what owning a business is. It's just a risk, and it's rewarding, and it's not for everybody. Hopefully someday I'll figure out if it's for me or not, but in the meantime, I'll just keep doing it, and that's where I just enjoy doing it. Wake up every day and try to figure out a new way to make it better. I have open houses usually once a month where people can come in and look around at the photos, or by appointment at any time. I meet people here. I met somebody here last night where they just come through and they want to look around and don't necessarily have to buy anything. Just with scheduling and stuff like that, it's easier for me just to meet somebody here, but once a month, especially before holidays like Mother's Day, Christmas, that type of stuff, I'll definitely be in here. I try to do different portraits. I have, in the fall, we do dog portraits. I do one bulb days. We do Halloween photos. So I set up the studio to do something, try to correspond with the open house that I come in if you want to buy some photos and get a photo. I also teach lessons here, do a lot of introduction to photography lessons. So my most memorable shoot recently would be actually the Tom Brady photo. I had the opportunity to shoot their rally that they had right before the Super Bowl. I had some friends that were able to get me access to the stage, and as close as you and I are now is as close as I got to them. And the particular photo that you're talking about with Tom, he actually looked at me, posed almost in a weird way, and then he took a picture with his camera. So it was almost one of these things of, I thought it was more of, I'm the GOAT, I can do whatever I want, and you've got that fancy camera, but I've got my phone. I have people who contact me all the time going, I just want a photo, but I'm not quite sure what to do. That's part of my job. You know, there's more to it than just pushing the button and taking the picture. It's working with my clients to make sure that I pull out of them what they are. You know, every headshot's different because not everybody wants the same thing. And I try to get to know your personality, try to get to know what you're comfortable with, but it prevents a lot of people from jumping in and getting the photo taken because, well, I just don't know I don't know what I'm going to look like, or I don't know what I want. That's okay. That's part of my process. I'll help you figure that out. The work that I do vans different genres. I've got a lot of landscapes. I've recently started using drone. So we have, this is downtown Franklin. I got another drone shot up there of the community church with the sunset. That's the Charles River with Sanford Mill. I got a drone shot of Medway High School football field. That was a special request. Somebody asked me to do that as a present for their graduating senior son who was playing football. So working and living in Medway it's just part of the whole experience for me, and I'm just proud to do it. Ironically, in my yearbook, my secret ambition is to get out of town. And a couple years later, I bought a business, and I stayed, and I married to a family that's from town, and my kids are now in town, and huge pride in being able to do that because I'm able to give back to the town. I have photos displayed all over the place in different locations, and it's just being able to give back what the town looks like to me through photos to other people in the town is just very proud of it. So some of the activities I've done over the years for Medway, a lot of people recognize me from, I coached baseball and I was on the board of directors for a long time when my kids were at that age. Got to know a lot of great families through that way. Currently, I just recently joined the Medway Cable board of directors, and I work closely with the Lions Club. Honestly, where my photography style started from was for myself. I like to take pictures of long lighting, and I like to take pictures of still life and toys and things like that, things that you normally wouldn't see in a photo. I try to find unique ways to look at something. My tagline currently is just hold life still. I just want to find a different way to capture something. Everything's a moment, that's all it is. It's just a collection, and I think the photography helps grab that. And then there's the toy stuff. The toy photos started with the daily pick, just to happen to be able to figure out different photos to take. That I ran out of ideas, so I started photographing my children's toys. And then since then it's grown so much that people bring me their toys. These are somebody else's Legos, and then they ask me to shoot them for them, and they use them as gifts. So this was inspired from a kid who came through for a portrait a couple weeks ago, and he was making the joke that, you know, wouldn't it be cool if we were just Lego guys and we could be a different Lego guy every day? And it just inspired me to, like, the goal of this photo will be there's going to be a guy standing here looking at all these different heads, and who do you want to be today? Be whoever you want, type of thing. And hopefully there's some sort of inspiration that comes from it, but it's been fun putting it together. A couple years ago we had the Blood Red Moon eclipse. We had the Blood Red Moon eclipse. I stayed up on a hilltop in Upton for a while, and then made this collage. But that's a 4-hour photo taken up in Plymouth, New Hampshire, over Lake Plymouth. I set up the camera right at dusk, focused it on one of the stars, and then that's the rotation of the Earth. So the stars are rotating over 4 hours over the lake. It was pitch black, but the ambient light filled the image. One shot, that's it. 2 years ago I was working at the Northeast Comic Con in Wilmington. I was selling a lot of my toy photos, and the guest of honor was Adam West. He was actually there signing. So I waited in line and I got to meet him, and he signed this to me. I had done, these were all the different movie Batmans, and then I had the action figure of Adam West. And he thought it was cool, so he asked me for one. So somewhere I like to think this is hanging in Adam West's collection. He has a copy of this, but it's called Batman Among Men. In 2009, October 1st, I started taking a picture every day with the goal of taking a picture for 31 days. Digital was kind of new in my life at that point. I wanted to get back into photography, and here we are 2,800 days later, and I haven't missed a day. So that 31-day project turned into over 8 years. Another offer that I have that's been very popular over the last couple of years is called the One Bulb Portrait. I took an old-fashioned light bulb hanging from the ceiling and take your picture. It lights up half your face, so only one eye is really lit. It's a unique look. It's very simple. I joke with people all the time that they come to my studio, walk through thousands of dollars worth of lighting equipment, and I take your picture with an $8 light bulb. So I'm asked a lot about how to make a good photo, especially in the world that we live in now with digital cameras and iPhones, and everybody has some sort of camera device on them. It's composition, and don't be afraid to just do something different. It's whatever makes you want to have a decent photo, do it. I challenge people. The best thing I can do when you see people with their camera phones is just get closer to your subject. But any way that I can encourage people to take more photos, the better, because it's just fun to capture stuff.